This is Ken Pyle at Parks Associates Connections Conference at CTIA with Victoria Steinberg of YuMe. Why don't you tell us a little bit about YuMe, and then we'll kind of go into some of the things you'll be talking about in the panel here.
Yeah, so YuMe is the leading independent provider for digital video brand advertising solutions. We have two facets to our business. We have an ad platform that we help publishers monetize with, and then we also have the YuMe Connected Audience Network, which is our sales side of the business. So YuMe merges both tech and media together for best monetization opportunities.
Your customers then tend to be maybe on both sides of the business then?
Exactly. So we work with top premium brand advertisers, your Fortune 500, and we also work with premium content providers. We try to match up the advertisers with the content where the ads become most relevant to the users.
Which in turn probably makes them the most valuable too, right?
Exactly. So we definitely value each impression that we get from our content providers. We have something called the PQI where we measure the sorry.
We can cut. But why don't you tell us about what PQI means?
Yeah, so what PQI is we measure the publishers and different things on the sites. So we measure the quality of the impression, and then we match that up with the ad. And so we ensure to place the right ad to the right user at the right time on the right screen.
Well, that's interesting because it sounds like in some sense you're almost kind of like a, I don't want to say rating service, but in a sense a rating service in that you're identifying, hey, this is the type of person that should have this type of ad, and oh, by the way, here's that type of ad. Am I getting that?
It's a very good analogy. So yes, you know, our technology is really built on the foundation of an audience and not so much the content. So we look to our content providers to provide the best content, and we're looking for the audience that is representative of that content. So yeah, our objective with our technology is to look for data of those users that are in the right state of mind to purchase a certain product on the right screen.
Well, and it seems like one of the other things that, just briefly reading your website that is very related is great, I've got this content, but then how do I deliver it to all these screens to where that person is and do it in such a way that you don't add a lot of production costs to the creative, right?
Yeah, so what we do is we try to make it as easy as possible for our advertisers. They they have a lot of different options to go with, but they really only have one creative asset. So we take those creative assets and we use our technology, our ad platform, to digest those assets, and then we can push it out and deliver on any screen that's available. So we're actually a 4-screen solutions. We are on PC, mobile, tablet, and now connected television. So even through connected television, we're trying to find the right app to find the correct user that, to make that ad most relevant, which is both beneficial to the content provider as well as the audience for the best user experience.
Well, that makes sense, and that's really pretty innovative in the sense that you're taking that kind of decision to be in front of someone and you're making it easy for them to get to any screen.
Right, so we've recently acquired a company called Crowd Science. It's data sciences. We have our own proprietary data that we've been collecting over the last 8-9 years that we've been around. And together with Crowd Science, we're now able to kind of merge the two for the best data scientists and best analytics and reporting.
Do you find, too, that one of the other aspects of it is, you've got this data and it may help you target one person, and that's great for a single screen, but then when you get into kind of these social screens like a connected TV, does that affect what you're showing on that connected TV?
Right now, the brands that are into this space right now, that are really excited about this space, are really in experimental phase. Okay. So they are, you know, kind of along for the risk and the ride, and they want to learn as much as they can about the space as well. So they're not, you know, fully concentrated on let's say, hitting a specific demo, like an adult 18 to 49, which they are in PC these days. You know, we can behavioral target and demo target somebody to as precise, you know, as we can get. But right now on the connected television, you're really going after a specific audience through content. So it's, you know, it is a little bit different screen to screen for now, but we are hoping, and that's what YuMe is doing, is using our data analytics and trying to go to that next screen and go to that fourth screen, which is connected TV, and figure out what the best use of our data analytics are there, and how we can partner with the OEMs and other content providers to be able to do that.
Well, and that, you know, it's hearing like a telephone ring, for instance, as you're watching one screen, it seems like the interaction, you know, that social aspect, you may have 4 people in the living room, but each one of them could be maybe getting a personalized content on their own personal screen. Are brands kind of moving that direction? Are you seeing, you know, that moving from experimental to commercial?
Absolutely. I think, you know, YuMe began connected television in 2011. That's when we partnered with 2 of the world's leading television manufacturers, LG and Samsung. But, you know, we do have the largest screen in the living room, and it's very family oriented. And so when you're in front of the television in the living room and you have your kids there, you might not have the opportunity to dive deeper into an ad that you see. So that second screen is becoming very, very marketable in our industry, where yes, advertisers are expecting to make that connection on the second screen, be it a tablet or a mobile device. And it's all about how you connect to them on that next screen. It's what kind of offer and what's the next innovation, and what's the interactivity that they can have to follow up with the brand and make that connection.
And how are you seeing that sort of advertising being bought, or is it on a per action basis, or per click basis?
So right now we're really focused on CPM. You know, we only work with brand advertisers, again, the Fortune 500s that are not focused on a direct response. So we focus on a CPM basis. We're trying to find that individual, right, where the ad is relevant. And when that relevant ad is targeted to the user, then it's on a CPM basis.
So are you getting enough scale, you know, that the brands are, okay, we're going to see 1 million eyeballs, or we're going to see however many eyeballs they need. Is the scale there?
Yeah, so LG and Samsung have been out since 2010. So we're on our, you know, 3rd, 4th model now, and we've had over-the-top boxes, Blu-ray players. There's devices like the Roku, there's Xbox, there's PlayStation, which we know, I mean, are the most scalable. They reach the most mass audience, millions. So, you know, at YuMe, our product really covers all those devices. So we consider our reach and scale pretty generous.
Well, and that's an interesting thing you bring up. A game console, a lot of screen time spent there, especially by, you know, younger people. But what about in-screen advertising and those sorts of devices? Are you doing that kind of advertising as well? Are you seeing that?
So our ads are actually on. We cover 2 different screens, or 2 different positions within smart television. So we focus on the OEM's home portals, such as Samsung and LG, and then we also work with the in-app advertisers. And then Xbox, who also has a home portal and also has applications. So we're really diving deep and making sure that the user experience is seamless, and, you know, they expect to see ads on the television screen. This is what, you know, the U.S. has been accustomed to for decades. So throughout the experience, yes, there are ads. We've actually done a few different studies, and in every study, we ask our panels whether they'd like to exchange their free content for ads, or whether they'd rather pay subscription services. And in every single one of our studies, we actually found that the people choose to get free content, and they would prefer to see ads and get free content than pay for a subscription. And so I think that says a lot about, you know, our environment, that we're very used to seeing the ads, and we just, you know, our focus is to make it as relevant as possible.
Well, that's interesting. It definitely, I think, points to some, you know, interesting maybe changes in even how some of the content that has been purely a subscription or download type model could change as we move forward.
Yeah, definitely. You know, for the most part, we've seen, obviously the key players are, you know, your Netflix and your Hulu, which is subscription based for the most part. But, you know, Crackle is right behind them, not too far, and that's a free service. There's definitely a ton of really good content out there that is free. And so, you know, you can have your Netflix subscription, but I'm sure you want to see other content as well, and now, you know, there's gaming, there's lifestyle, there's just so many services out there that are being offered to you, and they're making the television very friendly to move around. There's different remote controls now. You know, there's the Magic Remote with LG, there's the voiceover, so they're making it very user-friendly to people to spend time and discover new content. So I think that, you know, at least for the time being, I think that free apps is really the way to go in exchange for advertising, of course. But we'll see what happens.
Well, super, Victoria. I appreciate your time here, and good luck on your panel.